That'll get you going. Just 1 hour till kickoff. You got to stick around for this Kirk Cousins story. He really had an unfair start ahead of the rest of us. You won't want to miss where he got some of his mental toughness. Plus, Jarvis Landry mic'd up in a win against the Titans last week. You'll want to hear Jay Cutler in the huddle on this one. But first, Randy, let's start with Lions at the Saints today. What are you looking for in this one?
I know it's going to be a high-scoring game, but I'm looking to see Matthew Stafford's young target, Mr. Galladay, come back and see what he can do against this Saints defense. He showed some great promise to that organization, but one thing about him, he's tall, and he throws it up for him. See if he can come down with some moss catches today.
All right, Matt, we're going to move on to Dolphins, Falcons. I mentioned Jarvis Landry, but what stands out to you in this one today?
Well, Matt Ryan could have been a Miami Dolphin in 2008. They had the first overall pick. They chose to pass on him. He goes to the Atlanta Falcons. The rest is history. But Dan Quinn, head coach of the Atlanta Falcons, always talks about takeaways. Right now, they're last in the league in takeaways. They had a bye week. They've emphasized it. They got to create some turnovers on defense. Matt Ryan on offense, he's done a nice job of not giving the ball up. Defense has to do their part today.
All right, Rex, moving on to Rams at Jaguars. Does Leonard Fournette continue to impress today?
I think he does. I think when you look at this rookie, he's coming in the league kind of like Earl Campbell came in the league. He's running over people. He's got the whole team on his shoulders, and he's taking advantage of it. And this guy right now, you talk about a full-fledged man. That's who Leonard Fournette is. And they're going to keep riding him and keep riding him, just like the Love You Blue did back in the days of Earl Campbell. Ooh.
Hook 'em horns. All right, Charles, Giants at Broncos. Give them some hope now. What can Eli do?
Well, you know what? Today, Sam, everybody wants to know who is Eli Manning. We know what he was when he won 2 championships, but without Odell Beckham, no Brandon Marshall, offensive line banged up, can he be the potential Hall of Famer that we say he is? I don't know. It's tough with Rodgers, Lewis, and Tavares King as your starting receivers. It's going to be rough out there for Eli today going against this Denver Broncos defense.
Yeah.
Be the Hall of Famer, Manning. Let's see it.
A lot of questions in that one. And some questions for Adam Schefter. It's time for Seconds of Schefter. Take it away, Adam.
All right, Sam, thanks very much. Cardinals versus Bucks. But back in 2013, the Buccaneers had a deal in place to get Carson Palmer before he ultimately found his way to Arizona. The Saints are looking for their NFL record 5th straight game without a turnover, haven't had a turnover all season. Former Dolphins offensive line coach Chris Foerster checked himself into a rehab facility in Miami. And former Washington offensive coordinator Kyle Shanahan named 3 former Redskins as captains today. Logan Paulson, Pierre Garcon, and Aldrick Robinson, all captains against their former team. Sam?
We gave you a little OT. It's okay. All right, the Chiefs are putting up points at a record-setting pace and getting production all over the place. Alex Smith is having a career year, forcing defenses to pick their poison. So who do you focus on? Kareem Hunt, Travis Kelce, or Tyreek Hill? Well, as we saw last week, now you have to look out for their return game, too. We can't help your defenses, but we can send our best return man, Desmond Howard, to help show you how Tyreek Hill does it.
Another boomer to the middle of the field. Hill will take it at the 18. First man misses. Going to the right side, needs a block. Cuts it back right. 10, 5, touchdown! Kansas City!
So what impresses me about you, Ty, is when you break out in the open field, you got one guy to beat. You don't just turn that into a foot race to the sideline. Tell us what you do.
So what I do is I look straight ahead. I see you in my peripheral right here. Then I give you that one cut. And then I'm gone. Because, like, you already thinking that, oh, he's fast. He's going to try to outrun me. Right. Nah, I'm not going to try to outrun you. I'm going to hit you with one cut, and then it's over with.
Hill takes it. The number 1 punt returner in the league. At the 25, puts his foot in the ground. 35-40.
My pop sold his son, got a ransom for being handsome. Damn, son, you a bag of chips handsome.
When you're running that fast on the football field, what do you see and what do you hear?
Say, for instance, I break one long. I automatically just look up at the big screen. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, I like seeing myself. You know what I'm saying? You got to make it look good.
Did I mention this is the biz that can't handle so effortless?
Gets a block midfield. Cuts it back 40, 30. Goodbye, Oakland. Tyreek Hill.
Walk our viewers through what you saw at the moment you caught the ball until you saw that last guy and you was like, okay, I'm about to score a touchdown.
the punter kicked it to the middle of the field. So, I mean, that's obviously a mistake.
Exactly. Good guy like you, yeah.
Yeah, and then his punt team was drifting to the left. So, I mean, I knew I had a big return, even if it wasn't a touchdown. So, I set it up to the right, and then I went left. And then our team did a phenomenal job on blocking. So,
yeah.
I mean, the only thing I had to do was just use my speed and then just make one cut on the punter and took it to the crib.
Now, as a former punt returner, it's a cardinal sin if you catch the ball inside the 10-yard line.
And it runs Howard back up, but it's a little quick at that. Oh, my goodness. One man. Goodbye. Hello, Haskell.
Now, I rolled the dice in college. I took a chance. And
I got it from you. You started the wave. You started the wave. You know what I'm saying? Hey.
Okay, guilty as charged. I understand.
Right.
San Diego didn't think he was going to take it. Here he goes. They blocked the punter. The cheat is gone. They can't get to him.
You caught the ball inside the 10-yard line. What made you catch that ball inside the 10?
I feel like I got to make every play. Every time I touch the ball,
right.
I'm trying to score.
Right.
And Coach Toby was like, go out there and make a play. It don't matter what the ball kicks.
It helps when you get the green light from the coach. You
Right.
Catch it anyway. Yeah.
Going right, it's Tyreek Hill. He's got 2 blocks. Touchdown!
You're a football player with world-class speed. Tell us how you use that in different plays against your defenders.
When I first got here, I was trying to be 100 miles per hour, 100 miles per hour. But Coach Reed, he'll be like, working speed, working speed. So I learned that working speed, and I was able to get the ball and weave around the edge and then make that cut and then turn it on.
Opponents ever come up to you and say, man, Ty, you fast as hell.
Oh, yeah, all the time, man. Or like, they'd be like, hey, man, slow down for me, man. Please, take it easy today. I'd be like, hey, man, I'm out here trying to play just like you. I'm trying to make plays today. I'm finna go out here like, yeah, you already scared, so yeah, I'm finna go deep.
Just a little bit of talent between those two. I love how they're like trying to give tips and help people out. It helps to just be a freak of nature with the amount of talent those two guys have. But Matt, outside of Tyreek Hill, when you look at this Steelers-Chiefs game, what stands out to you most?
Well, it'd be real easy to pile on the Pittsburgh Steelers and all the problems that they're having. But really, for me, I think it's just so fun to watch this Kansas City offense with Andy Reid and all the different ways that they're going to score. And obviously, Tyreek Hill's part of it. But Alex Smith is the guy that does not get enough credit. I mean, this is the guy that is, steering the ship, so to speak, and getting the ball out to all these weapons, and who Alex is as a runner as well. I mean, I think when this guy runs, it ends up being a first down. Most quarterbacks, and that's the part of Alex's game that you don't necessarily think about or talk about, but I think it's just a really exciting offense to watch right now. I think 10 years from now, we'll be talking about this offense and the year they had this season.
It is an amazing, creative offense, and Alex Smith certainly is playing like an MVP of the league right now. Not just the game manager, but I tell you what I've been impressed with is their defense. And they got a corner, Marcus Peters. He came in the league, he's got more interceptions than any corner in the National Football League since he came in. So, I mean, but it starts with, obviously he's got the freakish size, speed combination, ball skills. But this kid studies tape. When I was watching him, it's amazing how sometimes he'll come off his coverage and just recognize the formation like he does here, and ends up making plays on a football. That's what this guy brings to the table. It's not just the great athleticism, it's the preparation as well.
It's going to be interesting today to see that matchup between Antonio Brown and Peters. But for me, just being able to look, Matt, I am so sorry, but, I'm from West Virginia, next state over. I follow the Pittsburgh Steelers. I see all their Hall of Famers. And being a part of the National Football League, I understand when my back is against the wall how I got to come out and play the following game. Just knowing that Big Ben is a professional athlete, knowing he comes to work every single day, knowing that he had a great week of work. I'm thinking Big Ben is going to show up today, man, and not saying that they're going to give the Chiefs their first loss, but I think there's just too much history in Pittsburgh for Big Ben to just go out like this. So right now, I'm riding Big Ben's coattail today, and if I have to, I'm still going with the Chiefs.
I was like, all right.
I'm still going with the Chiefs. But but the point that I was really making was...
Boy, that might have been the best cliffhanger ever.
No, but the point that I was really making is we've all been professionals. We've had our back against the wall before. and knowing that we have to come out, have a great work week, and then going out here and follow with a great work week and put the results on the field on Sunday. So I can see the Pittsburgh Steelers going into Kansas City and having a good game plan to have Big Ben to go out here and be the Big Ben that we're used to seeing. Yeah. But like I say, Charles,
and not just him though. That whole team, that offense, the pride and the talent. I mean, for sure, that offensive line's a high-paid, really good offensive line. They got a great running back. They've got a two-time Super Bowl winning quarterback. They've got Antonio Brown. Like, there's no reason. They're also 3-2. There's no reason they couldn't go give the Chiefs their first loss. There's no reason they couldn't.
They had Antonio Brown last week, too.
But based on last week, no one has confidence in them.
But you know what, though? They also know in that locker room, they've beat this team twice last year.
Yep.
So that's a confidence saying, hey, guys, you know, they had the same players, too. Tyreek Hill was there. You know, Alex Smith was there and all that type of stuff. But you know what?
But are we playing with a different Alex Smith this year?
That's,
I mean,
that's
Alex
different.
Smith we're just now really giving him his just due this year, the way he's playing. You talk about the offense and the creativity of it. To me, it would be so exciting to be a part of this offense, because we've talked about it the last couple of weeks, how everybody's involved in the offense. Like, each week, you know, you can get the ball on any given play because everybody's hot within that offense. So I just think the way they're playing offensively, they're going to be able to go back and forth with anybody in the league. And then defensively, you talked about Marcus Peters. The one thing I like about him is he's not worried about you catching a few balls. You know, he's watching the offense. He studied the tape. He plays off at 10 yards sometimes. You'd be like, man, he's out of the picture. Then all of a sudden, he shows up and he's getting his hands on the ball. That's why
he's flat-footed at 10 yards.
But see, most people don't understand why he's doing that. He's not backing up at 10 yards. He's sitting there, waiting on you to run your route, waiting for the play to develop, and then he goes and makes a play.
I still like the Chiefs in this game. I just think it's an excellent point that Randy made about, like, when your back's against the wall as an NFL team, as an NFL player, and especially a team with the history and tradition of the Steelers, you're going to see a different Pittsburgh Steelers team today than you have seen all year.
What did we see from Pittsburgh when they played the Ravens? A team that just came out and, hey, all right, let's go. They had their gloves up, ready to roll. You know that same exact situation is happening right now. Everybody's talking they're playing the #1 team in the league, and you know Mike Tomlin and that pride of that Steelers pride, it's coming out today, and we're going to see what they're made of.
Well, they definitely have the talent to do it. Lewis, you wanted to jump in on this one?
Yeah, I sure do. And, you know, and there's a lot of debate about this game, whether or not the Steelers will come out, you know, as coach and the guys there are already talking about whether this will be a bounce-back game for them. Well, I can tell you this, on Kansas City side of the ball, there's tangible concern down there that they cannot absorb many more injuries here. Because one of the things, despite the fact that Andy Reid has probably done the best coaching job he's done in his career this year, and the reason why I say that is because they have absorbed a lot of injuries, and they've been rolling so far with really two-fifths of their offensive line has been out. Chris Conley's not going to play this week. Obviously, you saw him get hurt last week on the defensive side. Remember now, they played this whole season basically without Eric Berry. Dee Ford has not played. They're concerned now that they cannot absorb another injury to a key position player here. And this is one of these games where you have to watch out, because even though it's at home and the Steelers necessarily have their backs up against the wall, look, I picked the Steelers again in this game to win this football game because of the fact that Kansas City's kind of riding right on the edge right here. Although they're a great football team, they're riding right on the edge, and their depth is definitely being challenged.
Yeah, no doubt. Ben's played really well against the Chiefs, so he's got confidence coming into this one. Another fun game today. This one's an early one. 1 p.m. game, Patriots and the Jets. Matt, Danny and Amendola looking for a big one in this one.
Well, they lost Julian Edelman. Everybody knows that. Amendola last week with a season-high 55 snaps in the game. He's the guy filling that role. Just in 4 games so far this year, he's already got better stats than he had in 12 games last year. So if you're looking for Tom Brady's answer to all these pressures and getting it out quick, that's the guy, Danny Amendola.
Matthew Stafford and the Lions taking on the Saints. Matthew Stafford dealing with some ankle injury today. We don't have this one. We were going to show you this one, but keep an eye on that one coming up later in the day as Matthew Stafford plays the Saints defense. But coming up on Sunday NFL Countdown, no surprise that Kirk Cousins is a coach's son, but a huge surprise who his coach was when he was playing Pop Warner football. Plus, the winless Giants now without Odell Beckham and Brandon Marshall. Matt's take on Ben McAdoo's impact on Eli Manning. And wait till you see what it takes to feed an NFL team for a week. Don't miss this.
Man, I need some answers. No, you didn't, that right? You got a full head of hair, and you are wasting it. You're watching Sunday NFL Countdown, presented by Snickers.